Sentence 1. Symbolic dreams intrigue me. We want to start by locating the subject and the verb. What intrigue? Dreams intrigue. Dreams what? Dreams intrigue. So both parts answer a question about the other. Then we want to build upon it. Dreams intrigue who? And the direct object here is me. Dreams intrigue me. What kind of dreams intrigue me? Symbolic dreams intrigue me. And here we have the first sentence diagrammed. We will use this as our baseline and then build more complex sentences. Number 2, symbolic dreams, carriers of strange messages, intrigue me nightly. Like before, we begin by locating the subject and the verb. Dreams intrigue. Dreams intrigue who? Dreams intrigue me. So we have subject, verb, and direct object in this case. We add modifiers. What kind of dreams? Symbolic dreams. There's an adjective. And intrigue me when? Nightly. The answer to the when question is an adverb. And here we get something new. This is called an appositive. Symbolic dreams, carriers of strange messages, intrigue me nightly. And when you have an appositive, you have a noun that is renamed with another noun or another noun phrase. And in this case, carriers is a renaming of dreams, and anything that's modifying carriers will go underneath the appositive. And note that the appositive is in parentheses. So this was something new. Sentence 3. Symbolic dreams that contain strange messages tell me how I should interpret them. We begin by locating the subject and the verb. And in this case, it's a little bit tricky because the dreams tell, and you might have mistakenly thought that the dreams contain. But hold on tight and you'll see why tell is the proper verb. The dreams tell what? And in this case, we have a full phrase that is serving as the direct object. The dreams tell how I should interpret them. And they tell this to whom? The dreams tell me how I should interpret them. So this is incorrectly diagrammed because how I should interpret them will be changed when we do it properly. But I'd like to show you that this is where an indirect object, me, will go. And the direct object is going to be a phrase, how I should interpret them. We'll hold off on that for now, and let's continue the sentence. What kind of dreams? Symbolic dreams. What kind of symbolic dreams? Dreams that contain strange messages. And here we have another phrase sitting on a line on its own. This is going to have to be diagrammed properly as well. Whereas how I should interpret them is functioning as a direct object or noun phrase. That contains strange messages is functioning as an adjective. So we can diagram the adjective clause by finding the subject and the verb within the clause and then finishing the sentence if there are more parts. So that contain is the subject and verb. Messages is a direct object of the adjective clause. And what kind of messages? Strange messages. This is how we diagram an adjective clause. And lastly, this is something new. This is how we diagram a noun clause. And a noun clause is a part of speech that has a subject and a verb at minimum and functions as a noun. In this case, how I should interpret them is the noun clause functioning as the noun or the direct object. To diagram, we put it on a stand and we look for anything that could function as the subject and anything that can function as the verb. And then we put the rest of the parts in. So I should interpret what? Them would be a direct object of the noun clause. And I should interpret how? Well, the answer is how here. So how is an adverb. And this is how we diagram sentence number 3. And so in less than 20 minutes, you have learned almost all there is to learn about sentence diagramming. And by learning sentence diagramming, you have improved your grammar significantly, because the only way to diagram something is to actually know what you're talking about. I hope you enjoyed. And let's take a look at one last thing.